Fall 2025 is full of noise, but the true story of fashion is not what's being sold to the masses. It's what the wealthy are actually wearing, and more importantly, what they are quietly avoiding. Because rich people don't dress to prove, they dress to preserve. What they avoid first are trends that scream desperation. Anything engineered to go viral, to be photographed once and then forgotten, never makes it into their wardrobes. Rich people don't wear gimmicks. They understand that true wealth isn't about attention, it's about authority. They also avoid chaos. The extremes of clashing aesthetics, cartoonish proportions, or layering that looks like costume may grab headlines, but they don't build presence. For those at the top, style is about coherence, not confusion. Another thing they avoid is over-branding. Loud, oversized logos have become a symbol of insecurity, a performance for outsiders. Real luxury is invisible. It doesn't need to announce itself. The wealthy choose subtlety because that's where the real power lies. So what are they actually wearing? They're leaning into restraint. Clothes that carry depth, atmosphere, and refinement without effort. They're wearing balance, silhouettes and textures that project stability, not volatility. They're wearing intelligence, fashion that communicates culture, awareness, and permanence. And most importantly, they're wearing standards. Not standards built on looks or fleeting trends, but on values, elegance, discipline, and self-respect. For the rich, fashion isn't about chasing relevance, it's about embodying it. Fall 2025 proves that what the wealthy avoid defines them just as much as what they embrace. Their wardrobes are not about decoration, but definition. And the lesson is clear. Elegance isn't in wearing everything, it's in knowing exactly what not to wear. The deeper truth about rich people's fall style is that it isn't driven by consumption, but by curation. They are not chasing the latest drop, nor are they cluttering their closets with endless novelty. Their wardrobes function like archives, carefully edited collections that communicate continuity, not chaos. Another thing they quietly avoid is spectacle. Flashy colors, overdone trends, or theatrical styling may dominate fashion weeks, but true wealth rejects costume. What they wear must travel seamlessly from private dinners to boardrooms to soirees without ever looking out of place. If it feels like performance, it has no place in their lives. They also stay away from clothing that looks disposable. Rich people understand that refinement cannot be faked. Thin fabrics, poorly constructed silhouettes, and cheaply made dupes are left to the masses. For them, permanence is luxury. A garment that feels like it will matter in 10 years is infinitely more valuable than one designed to fade in 10 days. Instead, what they are actually wearing this fall is atmosphere, not outfits, but moods, confidence, mystery, restraint, composure. Their wardrobes are designed less to attract attention and more to hold power. Because for the wealthy, the real flex is not being seen everywhere, but being remembered anywhere. And finally, they are wearing control. Discipline is their ultimate style code. Every piece they own, every detail they choose is filtered through the question, does this strengthen my image or weaken it? That self-control is why their fashion feels untouchable. Fall 2025 is proving one thing above all. Elegance is not about addition, it's about subtraction. Rich people's style is defined by what they cut away, by what they refuse, and by the standards they will not lower. That's why their presence feels so different, because while everyone else is chasing, they are choosing. Rich people this fall are also avoiding the obsession with extremes. Oversized, distorted silhouettes or exaggerated statement pieces may dominate runways and TikTok feeds, but the wealthy know those trends don't translate into real life. They're not dressing to shock, they're dressing to endure. The louder the trend, the faster it dies, and that's exactly what they refuse to buy into. They also quietly avoid uniformity. The endless copy-paste aesthetic circulating online, everyone wearing the same viral core, are beneath them. True wealth isn't interested in blending in with the algorithm. They prefer style that feels authored, distinct, and almost impossible to replicate. That uniqueness is what separates their presence from everyone else's. Another thing they never touch is desperation disguised as sex appeal. Clothes that reveal too much, too obviously, don't read as power. They read as insecurity. Elegance is a lure, not exposure. That's why rich people lean into restraint, the magnetism of what you don't show. So what are they really wearing? Authority. Their wardrobes are built on pieces that stabilize, that ground them, that announce nothing but communicate everything. They are wearing identity, clothing that reflects exactly who they are, not who they're trying to impress. And they are wearing permanence, investments that grow more powerful with time instead of collapsing into obsolescence. The secret is this: the wealthy don't use fashion as decoration, they use it as strategy. Every detail is curated to strengthen their aura, to control perception, to create an atmosphere around them that cannot be mistaken. Fall 2025 reveals what fashion has always whispered. Elegance isn't in chasing everything new. It's in having the discipline to choose less, the clarity to say no, and the vision to build a style that lasts. That's why rich people's wardrobes look different. They are not performing fashion, they are defining it. Another thing the wealthy are avoiding this fall is speed. The frantic chase of every micro-trend, the rush to wear what's in this week and forgotten by next, is a trap they never step into. Their wardrobes are slow, deliberate, considered, and that's why they always appear timeless, while everyone else looks dated within months. They also stay away from fashion that tries to prove wealth. The irony is that the more money someone actually has, the less they need to dress as evidence of it. Head-to-toe branding, obvious flexes, and attention-hungry styling are signals of insecurity, not power. The real elite prefer subtlety because their presence alone is enough. Another unspoken avoidance is instability. Clothes that feel fragile, theatrical, or exaggerated, the kind that collapse outside of the runway or a post, never make it into their lives. Rich people require durability. Garments that hold up not just in quality, but in message. Nothing they wear should look like a gamble. What they are actually wearing is consistency. Wardrobes that evolve but never break character. Their style doesn't reinvent itself every season, it deepens. Each choice builds on the last, creating a story that feels whole and unshakable. That's why their elegance seems so natural. It isn't copied, it's cultivated. Above all, what separates them this fall is restraint. They understand that the absence of noise creates the loudest impact. While others fill their closets with distractions, the wealthy edit until only what strengthens their image remains. And that is the true secret. The fashion rich people actually wear isn't about clothing at all. It's about psychology, about the discipline to reject chaos, the clarity to avoid proving, and the vision to build a wardrobe that reflects permanence. That is why they look untouchable. Because while everyone else is chasing fashion, they're already living above it.